The Fiver revealed every football team will play each other twice next season. It feels like it was only Tuesday when England were bringing the curtain down on the men's season. Oh, how we have missed football since that day. We've been kicking rolled-up socks around the living room in the hope it would compensate for the lack of action on the telebox. It did not, and ironically ended with a plasma screen getting cracked. We really shouldn't darn our socks so heavily. What glee was felt on Thursday morning then, when we awoke at 11:35 a.m. after a night on the grog, rubbed our bleary eyes and found out that the Premier League fixtures for 2022-23 have been released to finally give us something to which we can look forward once more. We pored over each and every game: Liverpool v Manchester City, Fulham v Leeds, Bournemouth v West Ham, all the big ones. We have even drawn up a wall chart to write in which games we will be putting on big telly each weekend. Naturally, we've sent our apologies for various family occasions for the next year, priorities and that. You can't satisfy everyone, sighed Glenn Thompson, the big fixtures brain in charge of putting everything together, as conspiracy theorists pointed to Manchester United opening at home against Brighton for a sixth consecutive season, while others seethed at the perceived injustice of Liverpool kicking off against a newly promoted team, Fulham, for the fourth year in a row. There are 2,036 matches across the Premier League and Football League over a 9-month period, and the ideal solution is to ensure that those matches can all be played when scheduled or rescheduled at the last minute for broadcast reasons. We are already playing out in our minds what will happen when Bournemouth host Southampton on Tuesday 18 October. Will the autumn air make a difference on the south coast? Will leaves fall onto the pitch and divert the ball beyond Mark Travers to secure a last-minute win for Saints? So many unknown factors could impact a potentially season-defining game, but we will now have to wait months to find out. It transpires that, after a long and hard look at the fixtures, painstakingly going through them week by week, every team plays each other home and away. A little Fiver exclusive there for you, and, diaresis breaking diaresis, the club with the most points come the end of the season will win the league, while those with the three lowest tallies will be relegated. Let the games begin in 2 months. Join Sarah Rendell from 8 p.m. BST for MBM coverage of England 3-1 Belgium in their women's international friendly. If we want to compete with the temptations of the screen, more is needed than sticking to tradition and nostalgia. Now, Weird Uncle Fiver may be a lost cause when it comes to temptations of the screen, but the Dutch FA's director of amateur football, Jan Dirk van der Zee, is hoping other fans will hop on board with plans for new laws in football, such as kick-ins, flying subs and dribbling from free kicks. While I doubt that Salai, Nagy, and Gazdag will become quite as famous as Hidig Kuti, Puskas, and Bosik for giving England a hiding, does this result mean the brave Three Lions are now on track to make sure it's coming home by 2035? Steve Wardinsky. No Football Weekly branded pint glasses, yesterday's last line? Do the marketing people behind the shop know nothing about the Football Weekly listeners? Joe Pearson, could we not get some Fiver merch? Fiver commercial ed. I see Gmail has taken to truncating my copy of the Fiver at a somewhat inappropriate place, or maybe it's trying to tell me something, Tim Gray. Send your letters to the.boss@theguardian.com. And you can always tweet the Fiver via @GuardianSport. Today's winner of our prizeless letter of the day is Tim Gray. Max, Barry and the Pod Squad are back on the road. The last remaining tickets to live shows in June and July are available here. Susie Rack's new book, A Woman's Game, has just been released, and you can get your copy now from Big Website's bookshop. Just when you thought the French authorities couldn't shame themselves any further, we learn that riot police were deployed at the Champions League final because of the misconceived association of Hillsborough with hooliganism. This is a total, outrageous failure to understand the disaster, said Louise Brooks, whose brother Andrew was one of the 97 killed. And this prejudice, that Liverpool supporters are hooligans, based on a complete misunderstanding of something that happened 33 years ago, nearly caused another disaster in Paris to a new generation of Liverpool fans. Meanwhile, the French government official investigating the chaos in Paris, in which police used tear gas on supporters as young as 9, accepts there are many regrets over what happened, but still claims preparations had been robust. The controlling of the crowd could have been better, parked Michel Cadet, the sports ministry's delegate on major events, with spectacular understatement. Steph Houghton hasn't made the England squad for this summer's Euro 2022, but Fran Kirby is in the final 23. It is hard for every player we have to disappoint, sighed manager Serena Wiegman. Of course she was really disappointed. I know she did everything to make it, so she wasn't happy. She just took the arguments I gave her, and we left it for now, and we'll be in contact later. Real Madrid president Florentino Perez claims French President Emmanuel Macron intervened to persuade Kylian Mbappé to sign a new contract with PSG. Macron called Mbappé, "It makes no sense," he sobbed. PSG offered him to be the leader of the project, "It changed everything." Pep Guardiola loves a challenge, so will be delighted that Manchester City have added Erling Haaland to a disgracefully underpowered squad, and it looks like Brighton's Marc Cucurella is next. Barnsley have gone for Cheltenham's Michael Duff as their new manager. "Now I'm here, in the stadium, wearing the kit, I can't wait to get going and meet the players," he cheered, failing to notice that he isn't one. And in motivational news, dozens of Botafogo fans have invaded the club's training center to remonstrate with players and officials over their poor run of form, which has left them in the relegation zone of Brazil's Serie A. Gareth Southgate's is another managerial reign that tells us a great deal more about England and the deep cultural delusions of English football than it does about tactics, formations, penalty shootouts and all the rest. Do read Barney Rane. On the plane or on the sofa. Nick Ames looks at how England's Human Rights World Cup squad is shaping up. Things aren't particularly rosy in France's garden, reports Raphael Jukabin. And if it's your thing, Tim, you can follow Big website on Big Social Face Space. And Institute too.